शलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजन सहितं श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्रीराधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी विश्वभानुसुते देवी प्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरत्विषे नमः। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूप स्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतः चार्थेषु भिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्म हृदयादिकवये मुह्यन्ति सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया। मनश्च भद्रं भजतादधोक्षजय आवेश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहैतुकी। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, chapter number 16, beginning from verse number 50. And we read the prayers of Chitraketu, Lord Sankarshan. And now, Lord, he is responding to the prayers number 50. So Chitraketu, he got the mantra from Sri Narada, and on the power of that, he became enlightened. So the light comes. So now Lord, he said that Yan Naradan Girobhyam te Vyahatam Venu Sashanam Samsiddhosi Taya Rajan Vidyaya Darshanacham. So Lord is confirming that the knowledge, the mantra which we got from Narada and Angira, that was under my instruction. Means it was Lord's desire. It is He who wanted that they go and give knowledge to Him. And they came and instructed Him. And by this He is saying that you have become perfect, you have attained enlightenment. also we have seen, which is perfection. So this is not some kind of a dream or hallucination. Sometimes people also hallucinate. They take some drugs, they can see things. It's not something like that. It's something trans-empirical, beyond material senses. This realization which comes from a higher platform. And once one has it, then there's no more bondage in the gunas of Prakriti. Material condition is completely removed. So that is the meaning of samsiddha. It's a samsiddhosi. So when one meets a great devotee, or devotee of the Lord, then one is already perfected. It's just a matter of time. And that is the greatest fortune to have that. So Sri Vishnu Chakravarti says that me anusasanam Sravana Kirtanadi Bhajanam Tena Taya Vidya Nardo Budishtam Hamantrena Tat Sadhyanam Darshanam. So he says that you have attained perfection because of my anusasan. Anusasan here means specific teachings. So anusasan means discipline, which comes in the parampara. And that refers here to Shravana Kirtan, hearing, chanting, meditating on the Lord. So this bhajan, this service to the Lord, and the Vidyaya, Naradopdishta Mahamantra, and the mantra which was instructed by Narada. So this has given me perfection, tat sadhyatmam darshanat. So now you have attained my darshan. So you are perfected. Aham vai sarvabhutani bhutatma bhutadhavana Shabda Brahma Param Brahma Namo Bhe Shashvatitam. So now, although there is no need for Lord to tell him anything, because he knows his experience, he's realized, he has the direct intuition. But he is speaking for benefit of others. He says, Aham vai sarvabhutani bhutatma bhutadhavana. He says, it is I who manifest as all the living beings and the essence of everything, and I am the creator of all beings. And then the important thing which he says is that Shabda Brahma Param Brahma Ubhavne Shashvatitam. That Shabda Brahma is the sound, which means the scriptures, and Parabrahma is the supreme, absolute reality, the Brahman. These two are my eternal forms, eternal energies. So the Lord is manifest in different ways. He is manifest as his own personal being, as the immanent being in everybody, as Paramatma, Supreme Atma. Also as the impersonal energy, and also in the form of the name and the mantras, scriptures. So this is how he is manifest, and he is available to everybody. And then of course he is manifest in the form of material world, but just through the material world it is difficult to approach him. So there is a very nice explanation given by him. It says, Kincha Bhakti Tattvam Taya Gyatam Eva. He says that you have already understood what is devotion, what is love. And the proof is that he spoke earlier this word, Jitam Ajita Taya. Ajitam Jita Samati Visada Virgavan Jitatma Virgavata. So that means he understands So, Jigyasa Nirpeksha Artham Gyan Tattvamehameva Dasham. So, although you do not have any need for this, but just in case if there is any jigyasa, any inquisitiveness, then I am speaking the Jnana Tattva part of it, means the knowledge. So you listen to me. Aham vaiti atra idam vivechani. So he said that in this verse, this is the following is to be understood. Vastu tavat dvividham. Vastavam, avastavam. So vastu means an object. Vastu comes from the root vas, which means to exist. So object is something which we perceive with our senses. That's what we call an object. And if we perceive it, we cannot perceive unless it exists. So therefore it is called vastu. But then there is another word called vastava, which comes from the same word vastu. And then you have the word vastava is used as an adjective. So basically vastu is that which exists, vastava means existence. So then you say vastava vastu means existing object. So it's very difficult to translate into English, but the meaning of vastava vastu means that which is permanent. It's something which exists without modification. So he said that the objects are of two types. One is vastava vastu, and then avastava is opposite of vastava. In Sanskrit, we put before something, it can give the opposite meaning. So if vastava means permanent, or that which does not get modified, then avastava is opposite of that which undergoes modification. So basically what he says is that there are two types of objects, vastava and avastava, things which are without modification, which has permanent existence, and then there are things which change. So objects have name and form. We see objects, and these objects are real, but we are perceiving them in our senses. And they all have some qualities, and they exist, and they have name and form. So basically an object has name and form, and then these objects, you can say, they can be divided into two groups. Those whose name and form do not change, and those whose name and form change. Right? So we have the objects around us. They all have name, but the name can change. And the form changes. The form changes, the name also changes. Somebody is young, it's a young woman, then the form changes, then it's an old woman. And then somebody dies, then it's a dead woman. And then the body is finished, then it's the ashes, bones. So it is changing. But it still has name and form, but it keeps on changing. So the existence remains, but the name and form change. So therefore this is called avastava vastu. The name and form are not real in the sense that they don't exist permanently. And then vastava vastu means that it's real, and its name and form are also real. They don't change. So God, He has His name, He has His form, He doesn't change. So that's what it means. So Brahma, Paramatma, Bhagavan, Saparikara, iti etat tritiyameva vastavam vastu. So basically there are three vastav vastus. There is Brahman, the impersonal manifestation of God, and then Paramatma, who is in the heart of everybody, God in heart, and then God outside as a person, along with his eternal associates and the board. So these things don't change. Their name and their form remain same. So this is Vastava. We have this material world. Material world is changing all the time. It is created, then it exists, then it is destroyed. And everything in the material world is constantly changing. Everything is under flux. And then similarly there is a spiritual world beyond this material creation. And in the spiritual world everything is permanent. God personally resides there, and he has eternal associates with whom he lives, and they also don't change. So that is Vastava Vastu, that is the permanent, real. And then we have this material world, Mayik Prapancha Jatam Idam Avastava Vastu. Here the objects are Avastava Vastu. They are real. Not that they are imaginary, but they are changing. So basically, unchanging real objects and changing real objects. And now he said, because you have Vastu and Vastav is an adjective of Vastu. So you can also have another adjective, Avastav Vastu. How will you translate that?
Unreal.
So it is unreal. So he actually says there is a Vastu and then there is Avastu, which does not have real existence. So he says Avastu cha dvividham, that Avastu is of two types also. Karyam and Akaryam. Karya means a product. Karya means not a product of anything. Karya means effect. And Akarya means which is not an effect of anything. So this is Avastu, but you can say one is Vastava Vastu, other is Avastava Vastu. So Avastava Vastu means completely unreal. And then there is Vastava Vastu means it has got some reality. So Karyam he says is Swapnendra Jaladigatam. It's like he says that you dream at night. So you dream, he said this what you dream is Avastu. It's not Vastava Vastu or Avastava Vastu, but it is Avastu. You experience it, but it is not substantial. And it is not, because you experience it, so it is not completely unreal. And Akaryam, and then there is Akaryam, which is unreal, which does not exist, and therefore you cannot experience it. That is like you say that the horn of a rabbit or son of a barren woman. It's only word. There is no object corresponding to the word. is not anybody's experience. So that is called akarya. Yesham madhye vedyam vastamatru vastu iti prathmokter vastav vastu neva upadayattam vaktum prathmam avastav vastu. So out of all this, what is to be known is vastav vastu. The knowable is only that which is unchanging reality. And this is what I was speaking yesterday, that science is trying to know that which is changing reality. And spirituality is teaching that which is unchanging reality. So earlier in Bhagavatam it was said, Vedyam Vastavam Atra Vastu Shivadam Tapatrayam. That this book Bhagavatam is telling you about the unchanging reality, Vastav Vastu. It is not interested in telling Vastav Vastu. But that you can study science. So he says that is why it is telling you that, because only that is beneficial for us. It is only by knowing that you will become perfect. You become happy, you become satisfied. And as long as you are ignorant about it, then you continue in your cycle. Sometimes happy, sometimes suffering. So therefore he says that only that is upadaya, that is only worthy of knowing. It is worthy to make an effort to know that. So, but to know what is vastav vastu, you also have to know what is avastav vastu. It's like if you want to know what is pure gold, you also have to know what is impure gold. So that you know mix the two. So first, therefore in this verse, he speaks of both the avastav vastu and vastav vastu. The first half of the verse speaks about avastav vastu, and the second half was vastav vastu. So therefore he says, Aham vai sarva bhutani bhutatma bhuta bhavam. Sarva bhutani bhoktri bhogyatmakani jaganti hameva madhya jiva shakti matvat. So he says all things which you are seeing, the enjoyer and the enjoyed, there are living beings and then there are objects of senses, and they are dealing with each other. That's what is going on. There are living beings in the bodies, and they have senses, and senses are the things through which we mediate in the world outside. So inside there is Atma, the spiritual being, and the spiritual being is covered by this little matter, which is also part of the material world. And in this little matter there are few instruments through which you can reciprocate, deal. Some information is coming from outside, and then we can manipulate a little bit with our senses, hands, legs. So that's what is known. So he says that I am manifest both. That is Jiva Shakti, the living consciousness, and the matter. So living consciousness thinks that he or she is the enjoyer, and the objects outside are enjoyment. Everybody is thinking like that, that I am the enjoyer and everything outside is for my enjoyment. The whole universe is meant for me. So that's also written in the Bible that God made everybody, animals, beasts, trees, plants, right? For man. So So man is the king of this kingdom and trying to enjoy it. But he says that this both are my manifestations. He says, Aham vai sarvabhutan. Atra jivanam avastha vastutvam avidya vritattvadeva uktam. So now one can say why we the living beings are called avastha vastu, or changing reality, because jiva does not change. We have studied that the consciousness inside, which is the source of consciousness into this body, that is unchanging. That's why we feel, although our body changes, but we always have a feeling that I am the same person. Because the one who is living inside does not change. It does not take birth, it is only the body which takes birth. It does not die, it is only the body. And it does not undergo any transformation. Na jayate mriyate va kadachana nayam bhutva bhavita vana bhuya ajo nityo shashvatayam purana na hanyate hanyamana sharira. So there is no birth, no death, no change. Nothing happens. It remains same. So then why he is counted among avastha vastu? He said because at present we are conditioned by ignorance. We are identifying with the changing reality. And because we are identifying with the changing reality, we are also counted as changing reality. It's like when you maybe on the street and you want a taxi. So you call taxi. Now actually you are calling the taxi driver. This taxi does not listen. Taxi does not have ears to listen. But we are calling the taxi driver by the name taxi. So the taxi driver is being identified with the vehicle which he is driving. So we also identify with the body. And when you are hungry, you say, I am hungry. Right? So who is hungry? Where is the hunger? Is it in you or is it in the body? Only in the body. So that means you are thinking you are the body, and body is changing, body is avastha vastu, it is changing reality, so then you are also changing reality. Although you are not. But because of your identification, because you are superimposing yourself onto the body, then you become. So for that reason. Otherwise, living being is vastha vastu. So vastavam vastu aha bhutanam samashti vastinam atma antaryami iti dviti. So then he says Bhutatma. So he is the Atma, or the Supreme Immanent Being. God is in everything, even in an atom. So that form is called Paramatma, and that is called Antaryami in Sanskrit, means the inner being. Both of individual living beings and the whole universe. And Tritiyasya Purusha Ham Tatha Bhutani Tani Bhaveti Utpadeti. And then he is the one who creates this universe, he is the creator. It is also Paramatma. Pratma Purushasya Aham Tatha Bhutani Dasa Sakyali Bhavati Karoti Bhuta Bhavana Krishna Ramasya Sampati. And then he is the one who is also the first Purusha, who is called bhut bhavana. And Krishna Ramasya Samprati Tvaya Drishyasya. So he says that I manifest as Krishna, as Rama. You see me. So this is all Vastava Vastu. And Kincha Manishvas Rupam Yat Shabda Brahma Veda Tatha Manirvisheshakarattvena Jnanishu Pratipadyamanam Yat Param Brahma Te Me Ubhe Imavaya Rupa. So the Vedas, they are also a form of God in the sound form. And also he has his Brahman form, which is Nirvishesha, without any qualities or form, the formless reality. So he says they both are my body, energy. Vedasya Shabdarupatvat Akashgunattvena Anityatva Tatha Parabrahmanasya Anirdeshatvena Avastutva Sankaya Varnaya Shashvati. So he says that they both are eternal, they are eternally true. So why he is using the adjective Shashvati, eternally? Because the sound which we hear, this is traveling in the ether. And ether itself is temporary. So sound is also temporary. And then it will become changing reality. And the Veda is also sound. So then how Veda will be unchanging reality? So this is to distinguish between these two sounds. The sound which is in the Vedas and what we are speaking are two different things. This Vedic sound is not created and it is not destroyed. It exists eternally. It just becomes manifest and unmanifest. Same with the name of the Lord. Atha Sri Krishna Namadi na bhaved grahyam indriyam sevanam mukho jivana swaneva spuratya. So name of the Lord is not something which can be created with the tongue or with an instrument. It is when you desire to change then it becomes manifest. Because it is eternal, it is existing. So similarly, Vedas, they are self-manifest. And when one becomes qualified for it, then they become manifest to that person. So that sound is eternal sound. So although it is difficult from the material mind to understand this, because earth's sound is temporary. Here it is lost, but not so the Vedic sound. So that's why I say that this is my Sashwati Tanu, eternal body. And same with Parabrahma. Parabrahma, someone can say that it cannot be defined. What is Parabrahma? Because it has no name, it has no form, it has no qualities, nothing. So you cannot define it, it must be unreal. It's like if I ask you to define the horn of a rabbit, what will you define? It's not real, it doesn't exist. So you cannot describe it. So things which are not real, you cannot describe them. And then you can say anything which cannot be described must be unreal. So Brahman has nothing to describe it. It does not have any qualities, any form, any class. So then it must also be unreal when you can think like that. So to avoid such mistake, such misconception, he uses the word Shashwati. So therefore it says Varna Shashwati Shashwati Nityam Satya. So this is a very important commentary which he makes in this verse. And the verse looks very simple. Loke viditam atmanam lokam cha atmani santatam ubhyam cha maya vyaptam mayi cha ubhyam vitam. So he says that this world exists in Atma, and Atma exists in the world. The world is in you and you are in the world. This is again something which is difficult to grasp. How can both be in each other? You are in
Contradictory.
You are in the house or house is in you. So it says loke vittam atmanam. Atmanam loke vittatam. And lokam cha atmani santatam. And ubhayam cha maya vyaptam, and both are pervaded by me. And both are created by me. So he explains this. Nanu tvam chet sarvam bhavati tarhi kam kim sarvabhut ashraya upasyatvena dhyayani bhaktanam ut antaryami adi rupani. So now the question is raised that you said that you are creating. In the previous verse he says Bhuta Bhavana, the creator. So everything exists in you. And he also said that I am Sarva Bhutani, Bhutatma. I am in everybody. So which one do we need to worship or meditate on? One who has everything in him or one who is in everything? So the devotee needs to meditate, worship, think about, so which one? So he says that loke bhogya prapanche bhoktritvena vitatam anugatam atmanam jivam tatha lokam cha atmani bhogyatvena santatam savastu savistaram uchritam tadubhyam maya karanatmana vyaptam mayi cha adhisthana karane ubhyam kritam karyavam smareti. So he says that this loka, this material world, which is seen as the object of our enjoyment. So bhoktritvena vitatam anugatam atmanam. The jiva is inside this, trying to enjoy it. So in this sense, living being is in the world. And tatha lokam cha atmani bhogyatvena. And the world is inside us because we are thinking about it as the object of our enjoyment. So like you are inside the room, but you also think about the room, and room is inside you. And this is my room. Right? So the room is inside you. That's why at night you can dream about it. But at night is not coming from outside. You dream and you see the room inside you. Right? You can see your whole house inside you in the dream. So it must be inside you, otherwise how do you see it? So you are lying in your house and then you are seeing the house inside you. It says, you are in it and this is in you. So what he is saying is that basically we keep things inside us because we develop a relationship with them. We either want to get some benefit or we have liking or disliking. So by disliking also you keep things in you, and by liking also you keep things inside you. If you like something, then you think about it. If you hate something, then also you think about it. So then that's what we have in the material world. We have like and dislike, and therefore we keep everything inside. And we are in the midst of this. And Savistram Upachitam, so this is all spread. Tadubhyam Maya Karanatmana Vyaktam. And both what is inside you and what is outside you is pervaded by the Lord, because He is the cause of everything. You cannot even dream without Him. When you have to fall asleep, you need the help. You are not independent to dream. Although you think like this, that what God has to do with my dreams. Actually, you are not in control of your dreams. And you are not able to fall asleep by yourself. So He is there. Although we may feel, we don't feel it, we don't even bother about it. We think sleep just comes. But there is some process which has to happen for it, and that process is not in our control. Sometimes you are completely tired and yet you cannot fall asleep. Sometimes you are not tired and you fall asleep. So lokam cha atmani bhogyattvena sattam santatam savistaram upashritam tadubhyam maya karanatmana bhakti. So He is in everything as the cause, and then everything exists in Him because He is the support of everything. Maicha adhistham karane punyam kritam kaya rupam smarit. So He said, therefore one should remember this. Because the question was, which one do I meditate? So what he's saying is that you don't have to make a distinction between these two. That one who is inside and one who is support outside, they are both have one. God is one. And He is doing these two functions. So you should remember that. Tena sarvam bhutani satchakti karyani anityani aswarup bhutani nopashatyani dheyani. So therefore, what is the conclusion? That one should not meditate or worship the living beings who are real, but they have temporary forms. So they are not the object of worship. Complicated verses. And say yatha sushupta purusho vishwam pashyati chatmani atmanam ekadeshastham dhanate swapna uttita evam jagaranadini jiva sthanani cha atmanaha mayamatrani vidyaya tadrashtaram param smret. So it is just like the person who is sleeping. He sees the world in himself. And Atmanam Desastam Manate Swapna. When he wakes up, he sees himself situated in one part. He said in the same way, Jagranadini Jivasthanani, all these states of wakeful state, dream state, deep sleep state, these are all performed by the Lord through His Maya, Mana, Maya, Matrani, Vidya, Dashtaran, from this. So one should remember, meditate, one who is a witness of all this, not one who is entangled in it. It says pratyuta tani avastav vastuni kalu avastuni tyaktva mava antaryami adi rupameva upashita. So he says, therefore you should give up all these avastav vastu and those which are avastu. So avastu are those which don't really exist, and avastav vastu are those which exist but they are changing. So he says one should give up both and only worship the Antaryami, the supreme immanent being in silence. This is described in these two verses. स्वप्न मध्ये एव सुषुप्तः सुष्ठुषुप्तः पुरुषः स्वप्नं पश्यन् ब्रह्मविशेषेण विश्वं गिरिवनादिकम् आत्मनि पश्यति स्वस्मिन्नेव आरोपयति पुनः तस्मिन्नेव स्वप्ने उत्थितो लब्धजागरत् सन् आत्मानम् एकदेशस्थं तत्र शान्तदेशस्थं मन्यते जाग्रतावस्थामनुभवन् तद्ग्रीवनादिकं भिन्नमेव मन्यते. So he is giving a little different commentary. He said that suppose you are dreaming, and in the dream also you are dreaming. There are three states we experience in our life: wakeful state, dream state, and dreamless sleep. Now he says that in the dream also you can experience these three. In the dream you are awake. We dream all the time. We dream and we are awake and we are doing something. We are walking, eating, talking to somebody, getting angry at someone. So that is, you are awake in the dream. And then in the dream you can also dream of sleeping. It's maybe very rare. But in the dream you go to bed. And then in the sleep you are dreaming. And in that sleep you are seeing everything inside you. Interesting. So he says, swapna madhyeva sushupta purusha swapnam pasyan. So dreaming in the dream, and brahmavisheshena vishwam girivanadikam atmani pashyati. Therefore, because of the delusion of the dream, he sees all the forest and the trees and the mountains inside himself. Swasmineva aropayati. Punah tasmineva swapne utthito. And then in the dream you wake up, and you are still in the dream. You get up from the dream, and now you are the wakeful dream. You are awake in the dream. So labdha jagaras san atmanam ek deshastam patrusayam pradeshastam mannate. And then you see yourself in one part of that world. So mannate jagrata avastham anubhavam tadgirivanadikam bhinnam eva mannate. And then in the wakeful state, when you wake up, then you see that actually you are different from the world, the mountain, the trees, etc. Tadevam avastu bhutaha swapniko jagara yatha tathay prasiddho vastu bhuto api jagaro deva nasvaratvat. So he said, in the same way, just as these objects in the dream, they are not real. In the same way, vastu bhuto api jagaro deva nasvaratvat. So the same we can consider that the objects in the wakeful state also, they are not ultimately real because they will be destroyed. Their name and form are not real. So this is described in this verse. Evam jagaranadim जीवस्थानानि जीवपाधेर बुद्धेरेव अवस्था च आत्मनः परमेश्वरस्य So these dream, wakeful state, etc., these are states of mind. The mind which undergoes certain modification. And Atmana means Parmeshwarasya Maya Shakti Karyatvat Maya Matrani. And then it is Parmeshwara who is making or giving the dreams to us. We are able to dream because of him. So therefore, because of his Maya Shakti, and because he is using his Maya Shakti to create dreams for us, therefore these dreams are also Maya, not ultimately real. So knowing this, Tesham Drashtaram, Param Shreshtam Antaryamunam iti Jivatma. So knowing this, one should worship the Supreme Lord within and not the Jiva within. Because there are two things. There is Jivatma, the individual living being, and the Supreme living being. So it is the Supreme living being who is worshipable, not the individual living being. Atra swapnika jagara swapna sushupti avasthaya avidyaya jivena sajatvat avidyayam avidya matra puhya vastu bhuta eva prasiddha. So he says that the objects which one experiences in the dream, in which one is awake, one is dreaming, or one is in the deep sleep, so those are all created by avidya, by ignorance. They are not ultimately real. So srajatvat iti avidya matra uhiyam. So we consider that all ignorance. Vastu bhuta eva prasiddha. And jagradi avasthastu maya shaktya bhagavata srishta maya matra kalu vastu bhuta eva. And then what we are seeing in the material world, they are created by Lord's maya, external energy. Therefore they are also avastu, not ultimately real because they change. Thapi swapnikam girivam sarpa vyagra asti ashwadikam tu avidya jivena srajyam asti evati. So he says that the objects which are created in the dream, such as mountain, forest, snake, tiger, elephant, horse, so these are created by jiva through avidya, through ignorance. Because of the ignorance of individual living beings, these things are created. So one should understand that. But the worshipable is only the Supreme. So this is the explanation of the worship. We'll stop here. One question.
Some traditions talk about the state Turiya. I don't really know anything about that. Is that
Turiya is to go beyond these three. That is state of trance, samadhi.
that's Samadhi?
So these three states are created because of the three gunas of Prakriti. And then it can transcend them. So that's when you come face to face with the reality.
Is there any point of connection between the physical body and the spiritual body? And that would be used as a start of connecting, for example, concentration on the
No, there is no physical connection.
In a previous conference, you said that even pranayama may pranayama practice
Mm.
can create karma. Did I understand properly?
Yeah, the action which you perform with the intention to get the result that creates karma. You perform any action with the intention that I am the doer of this action. And that action will create karma because every karma has to give some result. Right? The result has to go to the doer. So if you are identifying with the doership of your thinking, and the doer, the result will come to you. So pranayama will also create karma.
Yet it can bring some purifying. It can purify as well.
It can also purify if you do it with proper mentality. Means that I am doing the pranayama, but I am not the ultimate doer of it. It is happening in the body and I am distinct from the body. It is the body which is doing pranayama, not I.
But pranayama is only concerning the physical body. There's no connection whatever or something. So what's the purpose of pranayama?
Purpose of pranayama? Just say that good health, peaceful mind. It's all related with the body.
What about hudaya? Heart, the origin of the heart.
Heart is part, yeah, that's mind.
That's mind.
When you say heart, we don't refer to the physical heart, right? We're not referring to the heart which is pumping blood.
No.
So we refer to
Hudaya.
that is unconscious part of the mind.
This as well is the doership. The doership is worship. But any kind of concentration can strengthen ego. That's what you mean.
It is done without relationship with God, then it will fortify your ego. Because you will say, I am concentrated.